What up, guys? Alchemist here. I got something nice for you. So, just like I did last time with the Spire Watcher dungeon with the contest mode, Ultimatum mode, for 100 mains, I wanted to do it for the future dungeons as well, like I said in that video. So, today, the video is for the Deep dungeon, right? Now, this dungeon, I'm not going to lie to you, was easier than Spire. I kind of fooled me. I ain't gonna lie to you, kind of fooled me. I think the reason is because this dungeon is one of like the more newer dungeons, so to speak. Came out during Witch Queen, I believe. And this is when Bungie started realizing like, hey, we need to start putting some more thought into these dungeons to make them feel more raid-like, but for 3 members instead of 6 members. Compared to like Spire and Prophecy and stuff, where Bungie didn't put that many complicated mechanics in there, fleshed out mechanics, I should say, complex mechanics in them. It was just very straightforward. So Spire, Bungie changed it up a lot to give it some mechanic to it to feel updated like future dungeons like Thunder Doctrine and whatnot. It gave it some oomph, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't change anything with this dungeon besides quality of life changes. The dungeon itself stayed the same through and through. They just added an extra chest in there, made the first part quicker, and yeah, that's it. Nothing changed. So I'm finna give y'all the builds to use for Hunter in this dungeon. I'm gonna go by each encounter step by step and explain why. And yeah, so first things first. First encounter, you will be using your prismatic Hunter build that I talk about all the time that carry hunters. The one with the class item with Spirit of Endless Light and Signet Arachne. You're going to be using your Velocity Baton for survivability with the orbs. You can run whatever strand weapon you want. And your main weapon is going to be Microcosm. And artifact, just make sure you have on the strand artifact stuff and Harsh Refraction for Microcosm. And then in your class, make sure you got Golden Gun on, Gambler Dodge, Threaded Spike, Grapple Grenade, Stylish Executioner, Ascension, Faster to Hope, Faster to Protection, Faster to Courage, Faster to Purpose, Faster to Die. Okay? And then here go your mods. 3 Special Ilma Finders, Heavy Handed, Impact Induction, Focus Strike, Resist mods in your chest piece. Change your resist mods to Arc Resist and Concussive Dampener. Okay? Leg piece, make sure you have on Recuperation, Insulation, Kinetic Weapon Surge, and then your leg piece, make sure you got on Final Recovery, Final Restoration, Special Finisher, and then Proximity Ward. The reason why you want to have on Arc Resist and Concussive Dampener in this build this time is because this dungeon is filled with the moths, the Arc Moth, the Hive Moth. And when they blow up on you, if you don't have any resist mods on, they will one-shot. So if you have on an Arc Resist and a Concussive Dampener, if one blows up on you, you will survive. You will survive for like quarter your health, half your health. You will survive. So if it don't make a direct explosion and it just hit you from a distance with splash damage, it only gonna take like half your health. You can take like 2 moth explosions. So it's very key to have on Arc Resist and Concussive Dampener in this dungeon through and through, so that you can survive the most, because that's gonna be the main thing to kill you in this dungeon. It won't be any of the other crazy stuff. Maybe like the knights with the solar shotguns, which is good because you can rock harmonic resistance in here, so you get solar damage resist. Other than that, you're covering everything that would be a threat in here. The arc damage and the solar crossbow shotgun blast that the hives got that can kill you very quick. Now let's get into the first encounter. The first encounter it's an erase timer. Then they give you like 5 minutes, 6 minutes to complete the whole encounter. At first you got to do 4 loops in this first encounter, but Bungie added quality of life. You only need 3 loops. The whole purpose of this encounter is just moving fast. I'm gonna be honest with you. My team, my first run, we didn't take it. We thought we did. We thought we took it seriously. We thought we was moving pretty quick, but we still ended up losing. We was at the part we had to dunk the last symbol, but we didn't have more time. We didn't have any more time left. If we had like 5-10 seconds left, we would have been able to do it. But then the run, we understood what to do. We had like a whole minute on the clock left, whatever. So what I learned and what my team did is, first things first, you want you and your team to rally supers. Okay, I use my golden gun to take out the ogre at the beginning so we can hurry up and get the stains on the ground and follow him. My brother used his Thundercrash Titan on the Lucid Hive to kill him quick, or he'll save his Thundercrash to kill the wizard that gives us deep sight at the totem that we need to kill. In order to dump the freaking light thing we get from the Lucid Hives. But I don't think that's necessary. And then my third teammate, he used Song of Flame on Warlock to clear the abs out while we were dunking and getting deep sight, because deep sight animation takes forever. Okay, so my advice: rally supers. One person to use their super to kill the ogre at the beginning. One person to use their super on the Lucid Hive to kill him quick. And then one person to use their super while y'all trying to do the dunking process, so that the enemies would be dead while y'all are trying to dunk with the deep sight and whatever. So use a super that kill the ogre quick. We got golden gun. Use a one-shot super to kill the Lucid Hive quick. Thunder Crash if you're a Titan. And then use an ad control super in the last part, like Song of Flame on a Warlock. That works very good for us rallying supers. And then lastly, what we used were heavy. Because there's no boss on this part, you want to use heavy to just clear the enemies as quick as possible. Spam abilities and using your heavy. So the best heavy for this part is rocking a machine gun. A machine gun is very useful in this part. You can just run and gun with them and keep it moving. So if you got a corrective measure, or you got a commemoration from the raids, or if not, if you got a watchful eye, run those and just use that as your primary weapon, and you're gonna be speed running it as quick as possible. Also, if you don't got any of those, Microcosm. Microcosm got a great magazine on it. You can literally run through, kill enemies quick, and the wizards that got shields on it, you're gonna do more damage to them because they got a shield on them. Very, very, very strong. Okay, so that's how we sped run the first part. Very simple, very easy. Then while you're doing the transversal part to the next area, just keep this build on. It's very good for ad control. That's the only thing you need to worry about, just ad control. And you're gonna run into a Lucid Hive boss at the bottom. It's a freaking hunter Lucid Hive. Kill him and an extra loot. Nothing really threatening you have to worry about doing the transversal part. Now, first boss, the Titan Lucid Hive, the Void one. That boss, we changed our build to this one right here. We will be utilizing Winter Bite for DPS. If you don't have Winter Bite, because I know it's a long quest line, and I think it's time gated on Neomuna. If you don't have Winter Bite, a great alternative is Lord of Wolves. It's still strong to get your headshot from shooting the boss. And if you don't got Lord of Wolf, Legend of Acarius is very strong as well. Punch, activate Trench Barrel, shoot, shoot, shoot. Punch, activate Trench Barrel, shoot, shoot, shoot. Those are the 3 weapons I recommend. They do insane damage to get the job done. And then of course, if you don't want to do that strat, you can always do the strat where one person use Divinity and then everybody use Queen Breaker. You can do that, okay? And also Microcosm. Microcosm is very strong as well, and it has a lot of forgiveness if you hit body shots. So you can also do that as well. Three people, everybody just using Microcosm. Use your supers and just spray with Microcosm, right? So in this encounter, you just want to be on ad control if you're the ones on the top, and if you're someone in the bot going in the water like me, then you don't really have to worry about too much when it comes to ad control, right? Now, if you're a hunter, I know people look down on hunters a lot and be trying to like act like hunters not really in the meta right now. But one thing that hunters got that a lot of people forget in PvE is objective play. People forget about objective play so much in PvE. Yeah, if you got a build that can do a lot of DPS, that's great. Yeah, if you got a build that's good for survivability, that's great. But do you have something in your kit that helps you do the objective safe and seamlessly? And one thing hunters got that make them do objective safe and seamlessly is Stylish Executioner for invisibility. I highly recommend, if you're the hunter on the team, you should be the person doing all deep sight objectives / activities, because getting deep sight is such a long animation in contest mode that you can die in mid animation while trying to get deep sight. Hunters can avoid that through and through. Just kill an enemy that's debuffed by any type of verbiage in the game. go invisible, and get deep sight for your team, because it's way safer for you to do it compared to them. I promise you it's way safer. If you're a Titan, you can put up a barricade to grab aggro first and then get the deep sight, but it's just way easier for hunters to just get it done and go about their business, not worry about anything. So on this encounter, we end up using, you run whatever primary you want. I had Unlove on. You can run whatever you want. It doesn't matter, okay, in the primary slot. But I recommend Strand, because I think I still utilize the Strand aspects in this kit. I did. So I'm saying like the artifact change with it. Yeah, I still utilized Unraveling Orbs in this kit. No, I did. I'm tweaking. Well, yeah, I did. I had Unraveling Orbs on, but I mostly was running my Void aspects in this build. So what you're gonna be running is a Strand weapon in your primary slot, but if you don't want to, it's all good. You really won't be using it. Your main primary is gonna be your Void weapon. I highly recommend Lotus Eater with Repulsor Brace and a Stabilizing Round. If you don't have that, you can use Word of Crota that got Repulsor Brace and Stabilizing Round, or any other Void weapon you got that got Repulsor Brace and Stabilizing Round. You want to have this for survivability. Get yourself a Void Overshield, and you're cooking, okay? Since we're not running the usual survivability and prismatic build, right? Now, your job as the hunter is going to be grabbing aggro on the boss at the beginning, as you see in my gameplay in the background, because the boss will try to follow your other two teammates. They're going up the stairs to kill the ass to continue the mechanic of the boss, right? So it's your job to keep aggro on the boss, simply because you can go invisible whenever you want. You can pop Ascension so that the boss is missing all the shots, so you just literally just dance in the air while the boss looking at you, shooting and missing the shots. So it's your job to keep aggro on the boss until the boss walk up the opposite side of the staircase, so that the boss not over there near your teammates and hoeing them. The boss will be throwing suppressor grenades as well, so yeah, you want to make sure you're the one grabbing aggro until your teammate gets the job done. Now, we're running Winterbite in our build, and in Winterbite, we will be rocking our exotic class item. The exotic class item we're rocking is Synthoceps and Spirit of Renewal. This is essential, okay? Synthoceps will give you that extra damage for the glaive damage when you're surrounded. During boss DPS, you will be surrounded by random ads while you're fighting the boss. So this just gives you a great damage buff. I think it's like 80% damage buff for glaives. So you want this, and then we got Renewal on. So when we are swinging on the boss, right? Especially if you don't have a Warlock on your team with Well of Radiance, when you are swinging the boss, you want to throw your Dustfield Grenade. Not only will the Dustfield Grenade make the boss do tremendously less damage to you and your teammates, the Dustfield Grenade also gonna give you and your teammates Frost Armor for more survivability while you close up swinging on the boss with your glaive. So very essential, Synthoceps and Renewal Grass. If you don't got it, just put on the Renewal Grass exotic itself, you know, the actual regular exotic itself as your arm piece. You'll just have to miss out on Synthoceps. Simple as that. Nothing. So survivability is more important than the extra damage, right? Now, if you're going for that gold. Now, the artifact stuff we ran, we ran freaking Hold the Line. We ran Dielectric. We ran Maligned Harvest, Flashover, No Bail, so that the glaive do 80% more damage whenever you block damage, stays on 5 seconds, start swinging, do some good damage. So make sure when you're swinging on the boss of your glaive, you're blocking, then swing, block, swing. So you get the max damage output you need. And then we ran Defibrillating Blast, because if you got a Titan on your team with the barricade doing DPS, while you're doing bolt charges, you get your chunk of health for survivability. And then we rock, you can rock To the Shreds, because our super will not be used for DPS. So you can run whatever you want. You just need Defibrillating Blast on. But the class we're rocking, what we're rocking our subclass is Marksman Dodge, so we get our ascension back quicker, so we can keep getting our teammates and ourselves ascension for Amplified, so we can dodge the enemy shots and have some defense on us. Threaded Spike to sever the boss, make them do less damage. Dustfield Grenade, like I said, told you guys reasoning. We're rocking Tether, so that we can get the debuff for our teammates when we're swinging our glaive. It'll attach to the enemies that's near us, so they can get killed while we are swinging the glaive, so survivability is more easier. And yeah, just very essential. Stylish Execution on, so we kill people, go invisible. Ascension. And then we're rocking Facet of Hope, Facet of Protection, Facet of Devotion, Facet of Purpose, so we get an overshield, we pick up Orbs of Light, and then Facet of Blessing, so that whenever we do get a melee kill with the glaive, we just start health regeneration immediately. The glaive is really good for just ad control in general. You just run up on enemy, start swinging and killing them. The glaives are really strong right now. Just make sure you keep one bullet inside your winter bite, and yeah, very, very strong, very strong. The mods we're running Harmonic Siphon because we're rocking a void weapon, rocking Radiant Light, so that we can, whenever we pop our super, we give our teammates armor charges, so that we don't have to worry about having to pick up an orb of light before the boss DPS, or try to pick it up while doing DPS with the whale out there, right? Some people forget about that. Sometimes the DPS be off because they don't have an armor charge doing DPS. So if you and your teammates all rocking Radiant Light, you will always have all your surges for DPS, so you don't have to worry about y'all lacking with damage. I feel like this is a slept on mod, and people need to start using it more in team environments. Rocking Special Ammo Finder, Heavy Handed in the arm piece, Impact Induction in the arm piece, Focusing Strike. We got our resist mods on, like I said, arc resist. This time, if you're not the person upstairs doing ad control with the mults and stuff, then definitely rock a melee damage resistance when you are fighting on the boss. But if you are someone upstairs, definitely put on a concussive deafener instead, because you will be dealing with most on your part of the, you know, mechanic of the boss encounter. Lead piece, we got on 2 stasis weapon surges, and then recuperation, and then class item, proximity ward, special finisher, font of restoration. That about it. As you see it in the background, give y'all a good example what to do in this build. Very straightforward. 2 phases this boss easily. You're gonna be doing more than half the boss health in 1 phase. Okay, the boss is buggy right now. I don't know why. Sometimes the boss don't teleport down there for DPS. It bugged out on us one time. We did it. Kind of crazy. Sometimes the boss won't walk up to you like it's supposed to and be aggressive doing DPS. So if you don't do that, make sure you inside the green puddle. Shoot when a bite orb directly at the boss, not towards him, directly at him, so it'll do impact damage. It will knock the shield off the boss, and then once the shield knocked off the boss, you can get out the green puddle and rush him and start swinging on him with the Well of Radiance and barricade and stuff, if the boss is acting finicky on you guys like he was doing on us. Now, last boss, the build we are using is the normal build we use in there for DPS for this dungeon, and that's Celestial Nighthawk with Queenbreaker as your DPS weapon. So, Queenbreaker, Divinity. That's basically what you want on the last boss. It's that simple. Nothing changed in the last boss. You just want to do Queenbreaker, have on 3 arc weapon surges in your leg piece. If you're feeling like you can't survive, you can put on 1 recuperation instead and just 2 arc surges, 2 arc weapon surges. You're rocking Celestial Nighthawk, of course, for the golden gun. You're rocking the arc loader and arc dexterity in your arm piece, not the solo one. I'd be having to change my stuff. Arc reserves. You're not gonna be rocking arc reserve. There's a lot of mults on this part, so you will be rocking arc resistance and concussive dampener, so that you can survive the moth explosions. Cool fact: when the boss put out the 6-7 moths, you can proc your ascension near the boss and kill all the moths at once to protect your teammates and kill them. You may lose like half your health doing that, but at least you know all the moths are going, so that your teammates won't die to them. And you'll have amplify, so the boss starts shooting, just start running shield missile shots. Other than that, yeah, heavy ammo finder, strand siphon if you're rocking a strand for your primary, or just change to void siphon if you're rocking a void weapon. I'd be rocking a void weapon, my Lotus Eater, for survivability, so yeah, I'm rocking void siphon in mines. And then your leg piece, time dilation, powerful attraction, special finisher. Your class, you're gonna be rocking acrobat dodge if you don't have a wheel. If you do have a wheel, marksman dodge. Rocking snare bomb to weaken the boss. Dust field grenade for, you know, just ad control. Threat Inspector can change to Stylish Executioner for the envious. You got Ascension. And do you want to make sure you have on Facet of Sawtooth, so the boss gets severed while you're shooting Queenbreaker at her, so that she do less damage when she's doing DPS, when she's shooting at y'all. Facet of Protection, so when the thrall's surrounding you while you're doing DPS, you take less damage. Facet of Courage, darkness from doing Facet of Solitude, making that golden gun do more damage. Facet of Command, so when you do freeze the boss while you're in Transcendence, if you do get a stick with your Transcendence grenade, it'll automatically reload your Queenbreaker for you. and then Faster to Dawn. Artifact, you want to have on Limit Break so that your Golden Gun do more damage, and then you want to have on Defibrillating Blast so that when you're behind your Titan friend barricade, you're getting health back from doing all the bolt charges for survivability during the DPS phase. Some people say put on Parkour Reconstruction. I don't think it's needed when you got reround rounds on Queen Breaker, and Queen Breaker don't take a long time to reload, especially near a rally barricade. So you don't need that extra ammo refill thing that Parkour Reconstruction do. And if someone using Divinity, the weakening effect of Parkour Reconstruction does not stack with Divinity, so it's a waste of an artifact slot. Just put on Defibrillating Blast to get your health back behind a Titan barricade. If no one's using Divinity, I don't know why using Queen Breaker on her. Unless you're on PC, it will be hard to shoot her moving around a lot of stuff. If you don't have a Divinity user, as always, Microcosm, great for DPS. Yeah, that's one thing I could recommend, Microcosm on this boss besides Queen Breaker. Just Microcosm. And then just make sure you have on Harsh Refraction if you're rocking Microcosm. But yeah, nothing really changed on the last boss. You just do the regular mechanic and that's it. You'll just be using your DPS build that I've been told you about a lot with the Hunter, with the Golden Gun, Prismatic. And yeah, and you can mix some survivability stuff in it, like I said, recuperation and your lead piece, and then your helmet. I mean your class, subclass. You can take off Faster to Courage if you want and throw on Faster to Purpose for survivability when picking up orbs, or take off the Faster to Dawn since you will have a whale on your team. If you have it there, you take off Faster to Dawn and put on Faster to Purpose for the survivability, right? But all in all, that's it, guys. This dungeon was way easier than Spire, and I had a blast. I love the quality of life changes that Bungie did, and I can't wait to see how Prophecy go. I already know Prophecy. I already got an idea of what I'm going to be running for Prophecy. I'll let you guys know. I'm not going to drop a video until I actually do it to make sure it's actually, working before I give y'all the information. But yeah, this was very easy so far. Spire had to be the harder dungeon because of the final boss being in a small room and all the enemies there. But this one was definitely way more chilled and relaxed. Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys as always. And until next time, stay up.